In this training, we're going to cover how to install, schedule, and start meetings using the GroundSwell Microsoft Outlook plugin. Using the plugin is an easy and quick way to schedule audio conferences and webinars from within Outlook. First, you want to locate your welcome letter that would have come from Conference Center at groundswellnetworks.net, which is located here, or the welcome letter would have come from award at groundswellnetworks.net. So here's the welcome letter on the left with, I've got 4 green arrows. You want to locate the arrow under Connect Solutions, and across from that is a link. I want you to go ahead and select that link. That link will take you to the landing page we're looking at now. I want you to go ahead and select Downloads up at the top, and then locate Connect Outlook Add-in further down the page, and across from that is a blue download button. I want you to go ahead and select the blue download button. So once you've selected that blue download button, there's a file that's going to open up in the left-hand corner of your screen. I want you to go ahead and select that file. That's going to open up. You want to select Yes to run the program. The program's going to open up, and we're going to go back to our welcome letter, which is going to contain three numbers that we're going to need to set up the plugin. So once you see the Welcome to Outlook Connect Setup Wizard, you want to go ahead and select Next. I accept the terms in the license agreement. Next. You want to set up audio and web, unless you have an audio conferencing account only. If you have both audio and web, go ahead and select audio and web. Next. And then go ahead and install. And if you're running Outlook, the system is going to ask you to close it. So I'm going to go ahead and select Yes to close Outlook. And then Complete, select Finish. So now when I reopen Outlook, so the installer is going to ask you to complete a 2-step process in order to get the plugin installed. The first is entering your name. So I went ahead and put my name in here. Email address, I put my email address in. Conference phone number. So if you go back to your welcome letter, you want to put in the on-demand toll-free number or the secondary toll-free number where the conference number field is. Access code, I've entered in my access code. In this case, it's 9291122. And the access code is what you distribute as a host to all your participants in order to access both the audio and web portion of your meeting. And then your chairperson passcode, which is listed here, 2323, I've entered that into that field. Is unique to each host. So think of this as a bank card PIN number. You never want to distribute this to any of your participants, and it's ever been compromised. You can log into the portal and change it, or you can reach out to your GroundSwell account manager and get that changed. So go ahead and select Next. Next step is asking you if you want to add international dial numbers. If you don't have anyone calling in from outside the United States or North America, you want to go ahead and select them. Finish with Install Setup. So you've got the plugin installed and Outlook open. If you go to the top menu bar in Outlook to the far right, you'll see the Microsoft Outlook plugin. Start meeting, schedule meeting, settings, my portal, and help. So right now we'll go ahead and schedule a meeting using the plugin. Select the drop-down option. You'll see 3 options show up. The first is audio and web meeting. So this gives you an audio bridge in addition to your webinar service. Audio meeting in the middle here will send out an invitation for an audio conference bridge only, and web meeting will give you the webinar service, but you'll host your meeting through your PC, and attendees or participants will come in your meeting using their PC, and assuming they have a microphone on their PC, they can participate, and you can collaborate with them that way. So I'm going to go ahead in this case and schedule an audio and web meeting. So the system where the plugin is going to open up an invitation, and it's going to populate all your meeting details within that invitation, and then you can go ahead and adjust this meeting invitation the same way you would adjust any Outlook invitation. So I've got my invitation completed. I entered in the email addresses of the attendees that I want to join my meeting. I've added a subject, Training 1. I've selected a meeting time for tomorrow the 17th from 10 to 10:30, and then my meeting reminder is set for 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and select Send. So as the host, I'm ready to start my meeting. My meeting start time is 9 o'clock. Let's assume for right now it's 8:45, 8:50. I'm going to go ahead, open up my Outlook calendar, select the invitation. It's going to open up, and at the top right, I'm going to see a green Start Meeting button. I want to go ahead and select this option. So once I've done that, it's going to take me to this landing page. I'm going to have to enter in my information. If you've done this before, your browser is going to remember it, but enter my first name, last name, access code, which we covered earlier in this training. The access code was given to you in your welcome letter. In this case, my access code is 9291122. The conference phone number is the toll-free number that you dial in order to access your conference audio bridge. Passcode is the 4-digit number that is unique to each host. So make sure this isn't compromised, but in this case, I'm going to have to enter this in as a host in order to start my meeting. I can also save this. So if I have more than one account, I can save each individual account with a name, and then call me at, so this gives you the option for the system to call you. So if I intended to host meetings on more than one number, whether it be my office phone or my cell phone, I could enter those numbers in here. And when I'm ready to start my meeting, I go ahead and select call me and start web meeting. So what's going to happen is the system is going to call me. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this call. And I'm going to select 1 and 1 to start the audio portion of my conference. And then on the website, I'm going to go ahead and select Open Web Meeting Plugin, and that's going to launch my conference controls. Conference controls are open, and the last step you need to take in order to start your meeting is to select this green Start Meeting option in the top left. One other thing I wanted to cover is how your attendees or participants would join a meeting that you're hosting. So let's assume for a second it's meeting start time, and this is the invitation that you've sent out to your participants, and they're getting ready to join. They have two options. They can select this audio and web meeting hyperlink, or they can follow the steps below. The first step and the second option is calling out to the conferencing bridge and then selecting this web login, which will take them to the web portion of the conference. So in this case, I'm going to select audio and web meeting, and it's going to take them to a similar landing page. So as a host, you landed here. As a participant, you land here. So you're going to have to enter in the same information that the host did, with the exception of the chairperson passcode. And that is how you install, schedule, and start meetings using the GroundSwell Microsoft Outlook plugin.